Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Trey Shreddings here. Welcome back. Now, in the last video, we checked out the Guild Polaris Kim Thale signature guitar. Love it. Still gigging with it, still rocking with it. But today, I wanted to come on here and show you guys this. And what we got here is my 2015 Gibson Les Paul Classic. Let's check it out. Wow, man, that's gorgeous. I'll never get tired of looking at that. Yeah, it's got the Les Paul 100 signature on the headstock. Yeah, this guitar has a long story with it. We'll get into it a little more in the video. I just recently put these Grover tuners on it. Yeah, this thing's been loved, gigged, even was on fire at one point. Yeah, and there's some battle scars, that's for sure. We'll get into more of that later in the video. Signed by Artemis Pyle from Leonard Skinner on my birthday, 2016. Yeah, there's some burn damage right there. Overall, man, I love this guitar. It's been through a lot with me, and I can't wait to share the story with you guys. All right, y'all, we're back with the Gibson Les Paul Classic. This is one of my most beloved guitars that I own. Me and my dad went to the store and picked this one out together. And this is what it looked like when it was brand new. So what you're looking at is the first picture I took of it with the case. It looked totally different than it does now. And yeah, it's been with me a long time. Almost 10 years. So, a little bit into the story of this guitar. In 2015, Gibson decided to totally revamp their entire line of guitars. And in 2015, they implemented a lot of changes to all the models and kind of simplified the whole range. So when they made all those changes, it kind of caused a lot of division in the Gibson, fanboy community. They either loved the changes or they absolutely hated the changes. Me, I embraced the change because I was tired of the same old guitars that they were pumping out. And some of the features they changed on these guitars, most obvious one was the robo tuners. Everybody hated those. I was kind of indifferent about it. The ones that I had on it weren't great, and Gibson actually sent me a whole new set of them, and those were great. They had the robo tuners on them. They came with a brass 0 fret nut, which was like a huge welcome change, because when you have a 0 fret nut, every single note on your guitar is in tune as long as your bridge is intonated. I mean, it's perfect tuning up and down the neck, which was something I thought was really cool. This model inspired the HP line, the high performance line that they came out with later. But yeah, every single 2015 Les Paul, or guitar, period, came with the Les Paul 100 signature on the headstock, brass 0 fret nut, robo tuners, and the bridge they changed too. It had titanium saddles, which was a welcome change, man. Everything was different. One of the coolest things I thought about all the changes was the neck width. 3 mil wider than every other Gibson neck at the time. And it comes with the asymmetrical neck carve. So it's a little fatter on the bass side and slimmer on the treble side. Again, a welcome change in my world. It was really interesting. These are becoming more and more of a collector's item. A lot of people really didn't like these when they came out. And I can see why. You know, a lot of people didn't like the Robo Tuners. They didn't like the big neck. It wasn't big to me. It's actually more comfortable and a lot more room to fret, and like you're not rolling off the sides of the fretboard anymore. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but I mean, there's still a lot of room to bend right there. And you know, it came with the PCB board electronics. The Classic came with a little mini toggle here that was like a 10 dB boost. I really enjoyed those features about it, but less than a year of owning the guitar, the electronics failed. And that's part of the thing when you own a Gibson. You know, a lot of things go wrong. Which brings us to one of my main stories of this guitar. Earlier in the video, you saw where there were finish cracks on the back of the neck right there. You can see them there. And then a piece of finish missing right here. The reason for that was I was playing a show and we had played the first song. And right after the first song, the strap button that Gibson installed pulled right out of the guitar, fell onto the ground, and broke. Like, headstock broke and everything. So, in the warranty, when you buy a brand new Gibson, or at least at the time, this is what the deal was. Anything that they installed on the guitar that wasn't electronic, meaning hardware like the bridge, the strap buttons, the frets, things like that, were covered under their limited lifetime warranty. So I emailed Gibson. I reached out to them. I told them what happened. And they said, go ahead and ship us the guitar and we'll fix it. The whole neck was broken right here. If I can zoom in on it, I'll overlay it right now. But yeah, the neck was broken. The guitar was broken. And so Gibson was going to refinish it and fix it for me for nothing. I was really stoked about that. Well, 3 months later, the guitar showed up. And it was the worst refinish job I've ever seen from Gibson. The people that made the guitar refinished it so bad I had to send it back. Not even joking. There was so much orange peel on the back of the neck here. I mean, I could literally feel it with my hands while I was trying to play it. And I was so upset. I couldn't believe that, you know, this company that has so much history and clout and, you know, praise for being this high quality thing was not a high quality thing. Really kind of changed my whole perspective of guitars and expensive things and whatever. So I get back on the email and I say, hey, I didn't know that this was acceptable, and it wasn't. So I sent it back again. That's right. I waited 3 months for the guitar to get finished, and I sent it right back. So another 3 months goes by. So now 6 months I haven't been able to play this guitar. Can't seem to figure it out. And finally, guitar comes back, and the orange peel was gone. And they had given me a new bridge because the old bridge was moving in the post a little bit. So it was causing my intonation to go in and out. Crazy. You know, this guitar, brand new, was like $2,300. And I think a week went by, and this little piece of finish right here on the back of the neck flaked off. It just came off. And these little cracks weren't there. That's the whole other thing. So I emailed him again and I said, hey, you know, this piece of finish that you guys did flaked right off. So Gibson emailed me back and said, we can't work on this guitar again because it's now a liability for us. So what they wanted me to do was send them this guitar that I already had signed and picked out with my dad and had all these, you know, attachments to. They wanted me to send it to them and completely destroy the guitar and send me a new guitar. And what they at the time, um, they had just come out with the 2020 line, and the classic model at that time didn't have a tobacco burst. So they said, pick from these guitars, and I said, well, wait a second, shouldn't I get a tobacco burst for tobacco burst, right? That makes sense, right? The only guitar they even had at the time that even looked like a tobacco burst was a standard Les Paul. And they said no, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't finish one in tobacco. I had to pick from one of those or just keep the guitar. So I talked to the upper management at the time, and they agreed to give me a Les Paul standard 2020 model for this, and you know, a was it warranty exchange or whatever, like a warranty fix. And I almost did it, but you know, I just couldn't let go of the sentimental attachments that I had with this guitar. So I ended up not doing it and keeping the guitar. And over time, where the metal seating is, see that brass piece right there? That's a whole brass piece where the metal nut sits in, and that caused this little finish crack. That's all it is a little finish crack on both sides. So it looks horrible. Looks like the neck is broken right there, but it's not. You know, I couldn't believe it. You know that I mean, I've been wanting a Les Paul forever, man. I've been learning guitar. I've been playing guitar for 7 years at that point, and you know, in 2015, and you know, this was it. This is the one I wanted, and me and my dad picked it out. I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous. And I had all those issues with it, so for a long time I didn't play it. I was kind of resentful of Gibson, and I eventually redid all the electronics. Now it's like a proper Les Paul with 4 controls. These are a set of pickups my buddy Nick Bona wound for me. These are the TG Customs. They're like a PAF style pickup. And I just recently put these Grover locking tuners on it. And it's great. I love this guitar, and I've always loved it. I eventually put a Tone Pros roller bridge on there because I was breaking a lot of strings. And I started wrapping it over to alleviate some of that pressure there so my strings last longer. But yeah, it's been a wild ride with this guitar. And somewhere in 2021, 22, it caught on fire. And I had to save it from a fire. And yeah, you know, the fact that I still have this guitar after everything I've been through with it, and this was in my car accident with me. I had a terrible car accident in 2017 that this actually survived. My Epiphone Les Paul wasn't so lucky. I'll put a picture up right now. But yeah, I've been through a lot with this guitar, and it's been on many stages with me. It's been across the country with me, and I love it. And, you know, in 2016, I was playing, you know, my normal show at Tortugas, and it was my birthday. It was July 6th, and my friend Pepper, her dad is the drummer from Leonard Skinner, Artemis Pyle. And if you don't know who he was in the band from 75 to 81. And he actually went down in the plane with them, and he was shot and on the property where the plane crashed because the guy thought he was just some weird homeless guy and stuff. It was a whole thing, but he went down in the plane with them, and I got to play Simple Man with him and hang out with him, and we went in his van and told stories and had a good time. And he signed my Les Paul, and that was a big moment for me, you know, to play with somebody like that and get to meet my friend's dad and just have a cool moment. And that's another reason why I didn't want to get rid of this guitar, because, you know, me and my dad picked this out. You know, Artemis signed this, and I already went through the fire, and and I had you know, the Gibson stuff go on. So at the end of the day, this is still a beautiful guitar, and I'm really grateful to still have it. I'm glad I didn't get the other thing because it wouldn't have meant as much to me. But enough of me talking now. Now you know the story. Let's hear how it sounds. This is the bridge pickup on the clean setting. This is full humbucker on the bridge. This is the middle position, both pickups. Here's the neck pickup. Really nice sounding. I'm gonna go ahead and push this in and get in parallel. That means both the pickups are working. If I push down on the bridge tone, you get out of phase. Alright, and just for fun, we'll do the neck single coil. Alright, let's get over to some dirty tones. Alright, let's go to the bridge pickup dirty sound. Alright, let's hear the middle position with both pickups. Really kind of mellow in the middle. I like it. It gives me kind of like one of those Dickie Betts kind of sounds. You know what I mean? Alright, let's hear the neck pickup dirty sound. Yeah, you can see why this is one of my favorite guitars. So sometimes I like to go in the middle and go out of phase when I hit the bridge tone. I'll demonstrate that now. So this is in phase. This is out of phase. Also, sometimes if you're in any position and you hit the neck tone, meaning push in, you get series parallel. Series is what it's normally in, and parallel is when both pickups, all the coils are working as one pickup. I'll demonstrate that now. This is in series right now. And this is in parallel. It's a subtle change, but there's definitely a volume boost, which is cool because you don't need a battery in the guitar. And if you hit the bridge tone, now you're in parallel out of phase, which is another cool sound. It's nice to be able to have those kind of options when you're playing live. It's not for everybody. Some people just like a typical Les Paul, which this can do easily. What are my final thoughts on this guitar? Well, I love it. I mean, I own it, you know what I mean? It's a very sentimental piece to me. Besides that, though, I mean, it's a gorgeous instrument. It makes beautiful sounds. And I'm going to start breaking it out a lot more here. But I really wanted to share this story with you and kind of give you an insight to some of the things that go on with Gibson behind the scenes that you don't really hear about. And if any of you have any kind of warranty service horror stories or good stories, I want to hear them. Put them in the comments below. But yeah, I don't understand why this got so much hate besides the Robo-Tuners. You know, it's gorgeous. I mean, I don't think they make Les Pauls the same way they did when they were trying to make these. And what I mean by that is they paid a lot more attention to detail on the fretwork, on the fretboard. Every single guitar in 2015 was ran through their advanced Plek machine. I mean, everything they were trying to do to make the quality go up. And I believe the year that this came out, the price went up about 10%, which looking back is I kind of wish those prices were still the same today. But yeah, there's my story. I'm sticking to it. But, you know, I really appreciate you guys watching. I know this one was a long video. But, you know, I kind of wanted to give you a little insight of one of my really main sweet guitars that mean a lot to me. And I appreciate you guys watching. I definitely appreciate you guys subscribing. And I'll catch you in the next video. All right, y'all. Take it easy. Peace.